Emma Avila, and I'll actually be discussing you about that lovely beverage. Now, I'd like to start by actually saying that did you know that caffeine has been a part of our daily lives since we were actually kids? Well, think about it. When you were a kid and you were sitting in front of the TV, there was usually a person in the morning in that cartoon that would come into frame, all groggy, all dull colors, looking tired. But then when they drank their cup of joe, they were livid, they were happy, they were back to normal, full of energy pretty much. That is partly the truth. Most of the truth is kind of a little sad. And I'm actually here to discuss that with you today. According to an article titled Caffeine Intake and Mental Health in College Students, ncbi.nim.gov, a lot of college students were actually associated with anxiety due to a lot of consumption of caffeine. Now, a college student myself, I have seen this happen during, whenever I go to class. I always see people walking to their classes or walking into my own class with a cup of coffee, energy drink, any caffeinated drink. And it's come to the point where actually most of the college professors and teachers and counselors actually have a coffee machine in their room so those people can get their cup of coffee in the morning. You'd think it'd be good for you, right? Actually, sadly, no. As I said, it is very related to anxiety. Now, this is actually negatively affecting our bodies and our mental health as college students. And we will further look into that, but first we need to look into how caffeine is easily addicting and how we're easily consuming it. And then we need to see the effects. And then we need to see at the end how it's affecting us as college students. Now, first off, caffeine is very addicting. Very addicting. And it doesn't help that most of the caffeine that we are consuming is very easy to get. Now, according to the article titled Caffeine Addiction Symptoms and Withdrawals, March 2021, Elizabeth Hartney stated that caffeine can be easily consumed in the United States because of the coffee and the soda. And in Europe and Asia, it's the opposite, it's tea and coffee. Pretty crazy, right? Now, here's the crazier part. Foods. Most of the foods that we are actually consuming daily has caffeine inside of the ingredients, which is causing us to overconsume caffeine. Wow. You know that chocolate bar that you ate? Caffeine. Now continue on with that. Once we have that caffeine in our system, we usually want more, which usually kind of causes us to have some abnormal rituals to get that coffee. Now, there are some that are socially acceptable routines, such as the morning routine, you know, when you get out of bed, you brush your hair, get ready for the day technically, and then you just know that you need to go downstairs and make that cup of joe, grab that energy drink, just some caffeinated drink to keep you awake. We'll get back to that actually. Now, here's the bizarre part. There are actually some people who can't even last 3 hours without their drink. Every 3 hours, they need their caffeinated beverage or they'll feel unmotivated, which we will now discuss now. Because now we need to look into the effects and how this is actually affecting our body. There are many effects. Some that are listed is high blood pressure, accelerated heart rate, osteoporosis, kidney cancer, gallbladder cancer. It goes on and on and on. There are many effects. But the main one, once again, looking back at the article titled Caffeine Addiction Symptoms and Withdrawals, Elizabeth Hartney, March 2021, it also causes sleep deprivation. Go figure. Now, if you are those people who are drinking coffee at night You should not do this, because if you're drinking a caffeinated beverage or eating caffeinated food within your 6-hour bedtime, you are not getting sleep. Not at all. And what happens when you don't have a lot of sleep? You become tired during the day. And with that, you feel motivated, you can't get off the couch, you don't want to do your homework, you don't want to clean the house, you don't want to do mainly anything. Now, not only that, but that is actually when your body heals and regenerates itself. Now, actually, here are some symptoms. Here are other symptoms, effects to the caffeine. And then mentally, article titled Caffeine, College Students, a Harmful Relationship. IndiaToday.in, July 2019, Soumya Goyal said that there is actually mood disturbances and anxiety, as we stated in the beginning. Now, when it means mood disturbances, it usually means you're tired, you're irritated, you're mad, you're sad, you're back to your hormonal self that just has all these emotions every second of the day, pretty much. Not only that, but here are also some symptoms that you would have if you are an addict to caffeine. Some of them being dizziness, feeling shaky, headache, and sleep issues. Finally, we can now look at how caffeine is actually affecting us as students. Number one, we really rely on caffeine. That's number one, and mainly that's the point. We're really dependent on caffeine. And I could tell you why, because there are actually many pop cultures memes that are actually saying, don't talk to me yet, I haven't had my coffee. Or what my lovely mother says, do not talk to me yet, I have not had my coffee, unless you want to go on the morning news. Fun. Now, according to the article titled Caffeine Dependence Detracts from College Students' Mental and Physical Health, TSL.News, Mishal Ijat, April 2021, 92% of college students drink coffee. Now 79% drink it to stay awake. Because us college students have so much deadlines that we just want to catch up, we want to get ahead. There's just a lot. There's a lot of things that can cause us to rely on caffeine, and it's mainly because we feel energized, we feel replenished, we just feel like we can do anything in the world. But now, overall, we have looked through why it is so addicting, how it's easily consumed, the effects, how it affects us students, and I need to say now, please think about when you're making that cup of coffee in the morning, think about how much you've already had. And remember, with great caffeine comes great responsibility, but with great amount of caffeine causes great amount of anxiety.